Hello everyone, we are live here for VDRL. We have another race for you today here around the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, the Baku City Circuit here in the Central Asian nation. And we are bringing you yet another race in this amazing league. It's a street circuit, it's tight, it's tough, and it's guaranteed to provide an absolute classic if we have anything to go by, of any of VDRL history to go by, as we enter into the back end of this VDRL season. So coming into this race, Tiaz, also known as Floor now, has a very strong points lead, a 78-point gap back to Ruben in second place. Then it's Nilu, even further back, more than 140 points behind. And then you've got Kevin, Stay Daisy, Nikos fastest, Lucek, Froby, and Dincho rounding out the top 10 in points. But as we move into this short qualifying session here in Baku, we are going into the penultimate race of the season. Tiaz can wrap this championship up, I believe. All he has to do is get a gap of more than 50 points by the end of this weekend. So he just needs to not drop 28 points, I believe, unless we get points for qualifying, which I don't believe we do. If I could actually have a look at the point system, it'd be massively helpful. But basically, he just needs to score more to not be outscored by more than 28 points, which I believe would be around about 13th, 14th place. Basically, I think if he finishes in the top 10, he's fine here in Baku. But we don't know what he's going to do. He might try a last to first challenge. He might do something else. So I'm just having a look at the point system now. So he needs a gap of 28 points, and he is okay. So he needs to finish. I was actually slightly wrong. He needs to finish 9th or higher, or we can get pole position and fastest lap and finish 10th or higher. And then he's guaranteed the title, I believe, unless Ruben gets pole position or the fastest lap. So to guarantee it, he needs to finish 7th. If he finishes 7th, he's guaranteed the title. If he finishes 8th, he needs to hope that Ruben doesn't get fastest lap and pole position. And if he finishes 9th, he needs to get pole position and fastest lap to guarantee it. So with the points business out of the way,
So lap it up, Lewis. This is what it's about. So great stuff, mate. We're going to see you up there. Get in there, Lewis, man. What an amazing drive, an amazing day.
It seems that the stream is back up, is it? Let's have a look. It is. We are back into short qualifying, ladies, gentlemen, children, and everyone else who is watching the stream. We are on board now with Ruben. We have 8 minutes to go left in the session, and most of the field has actually not done a flying lap. It seems to be the case that some drivers are waiting for later on to set their properly juicy laps. And I'm trying to get an audio sync that is actually bearable, because on my end the audio syncing is awful, and that is completely my fault, I will admit. So we're coming up to the line on board with Ruben here, and we will see what time the Williams driver can do. And we come up to the line, and he is deciding to come into the pit lane, I think, here. Yep, he did. I'm going to quickly go and try and get an audio sync that works. I'm going to have to probably disconnect from the call a second.
Can you put me onto the back straight?
There we go. I am now back in here, and I think I actually got a really good. Yeah, I've got a really good sync here. Let's go. Kevin is who we're on board with now as he turns into the right-hander, and then the left of the section after the casual section. Currently down in 18th place, has not set a valid lap time at the moment, but he'll be on for hopefully a good time here as he comes up towards turn 15. You want to hit the inside here and fly over that curve. Actually, maybe not. Maybe not. It seems that maybe on this game that's not the optimal line. But he did kiss the barrier coming out of turn 15, so maybe he'll want to be more careful next time. As we come round through this final section, I mentioned it earlier, the longest flat-out section of any circuit on the current Formula 1 grid. Now, up to the line, let's see what the Ferrari can do as we are in sunset here in Azerbaijan. That is a beautiful shadow reflection off the cars, and it reminds me of that one racing Kota. Leclerc did that as Kevin at the top at the time here, but that Aston Martin all over the place. Now, as Toro, as the stream unfortunately lags for me, but I think we're back on apex of T1 and now into T2. He just seems to be always invalid first of all. Oh, it seems we have some more connection issues here for Martin yet again. That's a shame. We'll try and keep going with the stream, but if not, then we will try and fix what's going on. But yeah, let's see what we can do with this one. That's a real shame. Are we back in? Let's have a look. Oh, apparently the session exists. We'll see what we can do. Let's see if Martin can work his technology here. Oh, his game. Oh, here we go. Come on. In the session. Come on. It's not going to work, is it? Oh no. Well, not looking good, to be honest. Shame that we're having these connectivity issues at one of the climactic races of the season. I'm going to see what people are saying in chat. As we have, oh, Geno has finally joined us. Let's see if we are going to get into here. Unfortunately, not. Seems that Martin has some issues with his connectivity, and Geno has left us again, unfortunately.
Well done, mate. I think that was going to have to work harder than that if he wants a championship off you.
You guys, everyone in the garage and the back of the factory, you guys have worked so hard this year. So proud to be a part of it. Thank you.
Yeah, boy! That's how you do it, man. That is how you do it.
It seems we are live again. Let's see if this works one final time. Qualifying is finished. Kevin is currently on pole position. I'm not sure Track Racer is going to do anything to stop that, but it seems that Kevin is taking another pole position in his VDRL career, and Ruben is in second place, and those two are pretty far clear of anyone else in the field, it seems like, as we gear up for the penultimate race of the season. That sunset on the track is really nice looking. But yep, it's Kevin on pole position, followed by Ruben. New driver AF in third place in the Red Bull, followed by Nilu, Stay Daisy, Tomasz Pindur, Track Racer, Toro, Vastus Nikoson, Luka Kranjic, Michael Lab, Luzcek, Froby, ACM, Werner finishing hard.
Him many times, kind of made errors in his race. It's just hope he's got the money. His race pace was today.
Yeah, he just needs the hope to be able to keep it all together. That's what he tends to bottle. He tends to make mistakes. He tends to not execute himself to the fullest of his potential. But it is sunny here in the city streets of Baku, and we'll be hoping that it stays that way, or the drivers will be hoping that anyway. Tiaz will be wanting, or Floor, I don't know which name I'm supposed to be saying for him. Floor will be wanting to go foot to the floor and make positions up early on here on one of the... Actually, I'd say it's hard to overtake on the first lap because of how narrow it is and how tight and how close together it is and how easily you can be put into a wall. But after the first lap, it will be quite easy to make up positions under DRS, especially if he has got a low downforce setup. He'll basically be able to just farm a ton of positions right at the start and then try and keep up with the guys up at the front. So, yep, we have an interesting race up ahead. We've got a new driver up at the top. We have two of the most formidable contenders in VDR history: a six-time champion and a six-time champion, sorry, and a five-time champion on the front row. But now we are gearing up. We have 3, 4, 5 red lights here in Baku, and the stream has... Oh no, we have stream hasn't gone. We are go here in Baku, and Kevin does get the best start off the line and takes the lead into turn 1. Nicely done from him. That's what he wanted to do, as Nilu makes him position on AF into turn 2. Nicely done from him as well. The two Salvas making their way up the pack nicely, as Lucek has a nightmare of a getaway, but Ruben here looks like he might be trying to go for a move into turn 4. Unfortunately for him, that move was never on, but these two have absolutely pulled the gap on the guys behind. 9/10 back to Nilu. Fantastic job from both Kevin and Ruben there to really show their worth in terms of racing craft, and we can see how they fare in terms of that. As AF really falling down the field here. He's on those hard tyres and he's falling into the crew behind, and that's just causing massive issues for him. Tomasz and Toro fighting side by side into the castle section. Someone's got to back out here. Someone's got to back out here, and the Alpine eventually does, and Toro takes that P7 here into castle section. Unfortunate for Tomasz there. He could have, if that was any other corner on the entire F1 calendar, he could have probably kept that side by side. As Nilu takes out the bollard there, and Stay Daisy hits his front wing. This is annoying. We are back on the stream for the 50 billionth time today. Let's see if anything's changed in the running order here in Baku. We are, I believe, loading into something. The game, in fact. So we'll be hoping to see just how well the drivers can perform and what will have happened in the time we've been away. Will there have been a safety car? Will there have been massive crashes that take out all of the leading runners? And is a random driver leading the race? We'll never know until we get back in that session. As the game here been causing lots of issues today. Be as reliable as a 2015 McLaren Honda. Ha 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 ha, what a hilarious joke from me there. But as Martin's stream communicates with the online servers, you can communicate with us via our social media channels. You can go and follow at VD Racing League on X, formerly known as Twitter. You can look at us on the Discord. You can look at us on YouTube. To follow and interact with us. We are a league that likes to communicate with our fans and who likes to have fun, more importantly. We will see just how well we can do that today with all the issues we've been having. And about 2 frames per second, and it's hard to really tell what's going on. I'm going to load up the F125 game in the background just in case I need to host. But in case I don't, I'm going to get back on the stream. Okay, Martin is going to invite me, so I'm going to get in the game. This will be an awkward one. Yep, I'm loading into the game now. This is annoying that we have to do it this way, but sometimes it's just the world is against you, I suppose. Right, I'm in the game and I'm expecting a Martin invite to pop up on my screen anytime soon. There is my Martin invite. Please tell me it loads. That'd be funny if it didn't. Right, we will now, I will stream my game, and then Martin will stream the stream of my game to stream. That's not confusing in the slightest. There we go, I'm now streaming in the server, and hopefully now the screen for everyone to see. And he has indeed pitted. On lap 5, he pitted. He must have had damage, because there's no way you're coming in that early for a new set of hard tyres, but it's Ruben who leads the field here on lap 6 of 26 here in Baku. And Tomasz makes his pit stop further behind. So maybe drivers are pitting this early. Is he changing front wing by any chance? No, he's just going straight onto the hard tyres. So maybe those mediums are stinky and he doesn't want to drive those. It would make sense because AF is currently quite close behind Stade Daisy in the battle for second position here. And we can see just how he does. Yellow flags in sector 1, I believe, as Finishing Heart has come a cropper in the second corner, sorry. That is a damage to end plate for him. And further around the lap there is, okay, Vastus is maybe also in the wall. Yep, Vastus has spun around in the corner after Finishing Heart just went off. So not a great showing from him there as Nico's is out. Nico's is out, and that is a safety car. Nicholson has crashed at turn 4. So, as soon as we're back, we'll cause chaos. And now we are underneath a safety car condition here in Baku. and we'll just try and see how everything is going on. Ruben comes into the pit lane, AF stays out. I mean, you can't really go to the end on the set of medium, so I can completely understand that. Everyone behind, though, is coming in. Remus will go to second place here. And Floor may have... So maybe what's happened is there's been a safety car before we've got onto the... Before we've come back on our stream. Maybe that's what I'm guessing has happened here. But Ruben has got on a brand new set of hards and come out in second place. Stay Daisy out in fourth. Luka Kranjic in fifth. But that is perfect for Ruben, as his teammate Toro has fallen down to P7 here. But interesting work going on. That will help Kevin, because now he's on the same strategy as everyone else. Is everyone going to end up being on the hard tyres here? Oh my god, we're going to have the entire field on hard tyres unless Vastus doesn't come in. And he crossed the pit entry line there. I hate to be a grass, but he did. So yeah, everyone is going to be on the hard tyres. Does everyone think they can go to the end then? I'm guessing that's all the case. What do you think, YB, on the tyre situation?
Ooh, I think if we get 20 laps still, I'd say hard tyre would be a no, but when it lasts, it might just get to last if the drivers are able to keep the tyres in check, but I'm thinking we might be either trying to hope for a bit of safety car later on.
Yep, maybe that's what's going to happen. Maybe I was looking for a safety car, because Vastus has decided to go onto a set of medium tyres. Contrary to everyone else in the field, maybe he's just trying to gain a few positions a bit easier on some fresher rubber. But AF, our new driver, is leading the field here. I believe he's the first Bahraini driver in VDRL history. He's definitely the first Bahraini driver to lead a Grand Prix. But yeah, from the country that gave us the Bahrain Grand Prix, that has been held in F1 since 2004, the year of my birth, and therefore the greatest year in human history. Yeah, AF has brought Bahrain their first success in VDRL. Lucek is the only driver who has a 3-second time penalty at the moment, and as I said earlier, I mentioned it briefly while we were under a pause for the technical difficulties. But you can go and view all of our VDRL stuff at those links we said before. So Instagram, we are on a VD Racing League, I believe, or VDRL, I think, or VD Racing League, whatever. And we have a Discord where you can join via a link in the YouTube, I assume, to hear me waffling about commentary, to actually join us on the commentary booth. If you would like, you can join us on the racetrack if you think you're as fast as these guys, or faster, more importantly. We want to see you come and give it a go. You could even be involved in the race like this. Look how topsy-turvy it is. Remus started 19th, he's now in 3rd after 8 laps. Yes, he got there on strategy, but it is just crazy. You can see how many people are up and down. Know what, there are only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drivers who have gained or lost less than 2 positions. Sorry, lost 3 or less positions in the opening few laps. Literally everyone else has gained or lost more than 3 positions. That just shows you how topsy-turvy the field is at the moment. Drivers who started in the midfield are now up at the front, drivers who started at the back are now up in the front, and drivers who started at the front are now near the back. But yep, as we said, let's have a bit of a look at the tyres just to see where everyone is. Everyone bar Finishing Heart, Remus and AF have pitted. Nicholson leaves the session, obviously. He DNF'd earlier on. And here's the tyre view, so you can see there every driver bar Vastus on the hard tyres. Some are older than others though. Finishing Heart, AF and Remus obviously on them since lap 1, but everyone else is on a maximum 4 lap old the hard tyres. I mean, it's a push to get them to go to the end, but these are drivers who are very good, and they will push the car and the track and the tyres to their limits if they absolutely need to. We are still under safety car here in the capital, as Werner and Froby, the 2 Mercedes boys, are still yet to catch up to the safety car queue, as well as Vastus, to be fair. So we will go on for another lap, and yeah, under safety car we're casually doing 190 miles an hour because that's safe, isn't it? Very safety car of the safety car. As I thought AF was going to go straight into the back of it then for a second, but he wasn't. But yeah, we're circling around the circuit for yet another time, and this will help the hard runners because it'll mean it's one more lap on non-racing conditions, and it'll make it easier to get to the end. 10 viewers in the YouTube chat, so put down in the comments below, who do you think is going to win this race? Do you think it's going to be AF? Do you think he's going to take his first win in VDRL in his first race? Is there going to be a safety car that helps him and gives him a better strategy? Or do you think it's going to be one of the classics? Ruben, Remus, maybe Stay Daisy, could easily be in. Or do you think Floor is going to come back from the 20th place grid spot with a flawless drive? Flawless, get it? Because his name is Floor. Anyway, Jan K says it's going to be Kevin. That's a bold call. He's only in 9th place at the moment, but you know, he's known for his wild and aggressive performances, so maybe on a track like this, he'll do well. Max Fan says Werner. I'm guessing not, considering his form and the fact he's in last place at the moment. ACM says Ruben. I think that's a sensible choice. He's the guy who's the highest up on new tyres. And he's also a 5-time champion. So he's basically the most solid and safe choice. But that doesn't mean it's not the correct one. What's his name? Jay Mortensen says Remus. I would like a Remus win, to be fair. He likes to beat himself up and say he's not that good. But I think a win would prove to him that he is actually good enough to be in VDRL. But yeah, we should have safety car in at the end of this lap, and we do! As we come to that timing, as we gear up. Yep, AF is just keeping the field at a nice, slow pace. This is completely legal. It's he who chooses the pace that the field goes at. As long as it keeps at a constant speed, which he is, around about 80 miles an hour, this is completely safe, completely legal, and completely viable. And he's gone! He's decided to drop the throttle that early on in the straight. Even though he could get a slipstream, he's completely left the field napping. He had a 6/10 gap there. Back to Ruben. You can see Ruben is trying to gain on him, trying to close that gap, but he knows that it's pretty fallible. Actually, no, it's not. He had an advantage. He lifted off to make sure he didn't get the move, but now into turn 1, he makes that gap and he makes it stick into the first corner. So AF made the wrong decision there to try and dumbfound Ruben there, but you're not going to dumbfound a 5-time VDRL champion. Not at his own game on safety car restarts. That's a very silly try there from AF, but it was at least worth something. So a change for the lead, and Floor is up to 15th place. Track Racer and Luzchek battling over P12 and P13. The two Haas boys going hammer and tong in the midfield, as I forget how to speak. Meanwhile, Floor is trying to make his way through. Let's have a look how he gets by Luzchek here. Luzchek has wing damage, so it should be like taking candy from a baby, and it is! Oh, Stay Daisy and Remus making contact into turn 7, I believe that is. And round the outside, Toto goes round the outside, so he's lost 3 positions there in the space of about 2 corners. He doesn't have any wing damage, but Remus is really struggling out here. Those tyres are older, they are more worn, and they are going to struggle compared to the other guys. And Toto has a fantastically brave overtake into the turn 15. That was a fantastic little overtake there. Finishing Hart really not having the best of times. He spun out there after the castle section. But now we come towards the leading duo, should I say. I was going to say trio, but there's not really. Stay Daisy hasn't unfortunately caught up to the back of the guys in front. AF is looking to keep in that DRS range of Ruben Huertas here on lap 10. Kevin makes his way past Remus into 8th, or into 7th. He's really in the thick of it, Remus, to be frankly honest. He's not having the best of races. And someone to the he's locking up hitting. That was Nilu. What a stupid move from Nilu there. Unless that camera just really made him look like he set a ridiculous dive bomb when he didn't. That looked like a really stupid try and attempt at an overtake. Yellow flags in sector 1. Someone's gone off. I think that is, yes, it's Puds, Cairo. Because the two McLarens are really not having a good race. There's a smoke up front. There was smoke locking tyres up front. I don't know what that was, but now Floor makes his way past Remus. What has happened to Remus, man? He started this restart in 3rd place. He's now down in 13th. That's like what Kimi Raikkonen did at the 2012 Bahrain Grand Prix. He went from China in China that year. He went from 2nd to 13th in 1 lap. No, 1.5 laps it was. Sorry. It was just how bad the tyres went off in that race. But I don't know what's happened to Remus. His tyres surely can't contribute to that entirely what's just happened to him. Bless him. But yeah, Floor up to P12. Let's see what he can do from that position. What do you think has contributed to that that Remus drop off, YD?
I think maybe the dirt wear could be like a huge factor, but maybe it could be just how worn his tyres are, because yesterday it might be only like a couple laps. Oh, it could also just be the fact that he's not taking care of his tyres.
It could be that. It could just be that he's not thinking long term. I'll tell you who is thinking long term though. Floor. He is now up into 11th, only a couple of places away from that magic P7 that he needs to guarantee the title here in Baku. I know that he doesn't need it, but he will definitely want to have the bragging rights that he managed to get the title a race early here in VDRL. I think a couple of drivers have done it before. Ruben will be one of those. But he has indeed shown a lot of talent as Daisy on the inside as Kevin on the inside of Luka Kranjic. My bad. I'm starting to realise that this race directing work in terms of choosing the camera angles and the drivers is a lot harder work when I used to control it by myself in other leagues. But yellow flags again. That's finishing hard going off yet again. Do I even focus on him at this point? He's really not having a good time. But I'll tell you who is having a good time. Toto has absolutely reeled in AF here on this lap. He was, before he was behind Stay Daisy, he was about 1.8 seconds behind. Now he's 1 second behind the Red Bull, and now more importantly in the DRS on those fresher, less worn hard tyres. He is definitely more confident than the Milton Keynes driver as well. Look at the camera angle, that is an absolute beauty. A top-down view of the racetrack, and we want to see some more of this action from the pole. He didn't get pole position, but he could get a win here if he can gain on Ruben, who is currently checking out at the front, 3.8 seconds ahead of everyone else. This is a fantastic camera angle. I hope we stay with it all the way down this straight. The helicopter doing its beautiful work here in Baku. Only a bit of gain for Toto on that straight. Kevin makes his way past Luka Kranjic into P5. Meanwhile, Track Tracer and Nilu battling over the scraps of the top 10, and that's Floor into 9th place. He is in the same DRS train or in the same vicinity as the position he needs to guarantee this title. Remember, Ruben is currently winning. I think it was Kevin who got fastest lap, pole position. We'll have to see who currently has fastest lap, because he could only need 8th place here. So who has fastest lap? Oh, give me a second. Ruben has fastest lap. So at this rate, Ruben is scoring, I believe, 51 points, and Tiaz is scoring 22. So 51 and 22. That's a gap of 29. So we need to add 29 onto, or take away 29 from the current standings. So 29 minus 29 would take him to within. Okay, so yes, all Tiaz needs, or all Floor needs, sorry, is 1 extra position, and then he is guaranteed the title no matter what if he finishes above 8th, because Ruben can't get more than 51 points, and so as long as Tiaz finishes 8th in this race, he is guaranteed the title. That's all he needs to do. He theoretically could just chill and not try any more overtakes, but we know he's not that kind of driver. He's going for the move on Nilu here as Toto does finally make his way past AF. Floor past Nilu, and Track Racer also passed him, but that's Floor off! Floor has gone off! Floor has hit the wall on the exit of turn 1, and that surely is damage. That's sure he's lost half his front wing. That is his potential title challenge out of the window. That we were saying, oh, he was pretty much guaranteed. I said if he just kept it easy, he could have won this at a canter, But he's got half a front wing now, and he's got to not only trailer that around for an entire lap now, but he's going to have to pit and put on a new set of tyres. He will come out surely in, well, not last place, but he'll come out in 19th, or 18th, sorry, behind Werner. And, well, that's not the title position he needs. That is such a problem for him. Did you actually see what happened there, YB? Did you see exactly? Did you just lock up?
Well, not fully, no. I might have just locked up, but I didn't fully see.
Yeah, what we'll have to do is I'll ask for a special request, Martin. If we could get Floor into the interview pen after the race, I know he probably won't finish top 3, but even if he doesn't finish top 3, please can we get Floor into the interview pen, because it will be important to know what happened with his potential title race. This is especially if he gets nowhere near in the rest of the race. I think it will be crucial, really, to see how he does. Or is he even going to continue with the wing damage, because he's not lost the position to Tomasz here. I know Tomasz isn't the fastest of drivers, but he is going to continue. Floor is going to continue with wing damage here. Nilu now past Track Racer. I mean, I suppose he's got to carry on, because even if he pits, he will lose all his track position, and he might gain tyre advantage. That's all he'll gain. There was contact with the wall there on the exit. I'm not sure if it was him or if it was someone else, but also he just needs to be more careful, because he needs to be more apprehensive into every single braking zone now. He can't push any of the braking zones as hard as he wants. He is still keeping up with Track Racer and Nilo, despite having half a front wing, I remind you. This is, like you can see, it is basically a plank of wood on that right hand side. You may as well have a plank of wood on the right hand side there. But he's managing to keep pace with those around him. And that's a lockup. That's one place you don't want to have a lockup, because if you go straight on, you're going straight into a tyre wall and out of the race. And a retirement for Floor would completely blow the championship wide open, because with the win, Ruben would move to about within 30 points of Tiaz or Floor, making it easier in the final round, as Martin has provided me with a replay of this incident. So let's have a look. It wasn't he just went deep. He just went deep. He must have just forgotten to brake into that corner. That's exactly what it looked like to me, and it's incredibly weird to see that, but indeed it was the case. Yellow flags in sector 1. Someone has gone off. It's one of the back markers. I think it might have been. It was finished off, lifting off and letting Ruben by. Unfortunately, that was an anticlimactic moment, but Remus now in the pit lane. I'm not sure what he's doing. It's been a bad day for the Kick Sauber boys. But Floor's really struggling. Not only that, I also realise he's got a time penalty as well. He has 3 seconds worth of time penalties. Well, at this rate, he's finishing out. He's gone deep! He's gone deep, and that will be, it's not any more damage, but it will be a potential position loss against Tomasz here. He needs to be careful, because he has less chance to fight with that front wing, especially when you're on the inside. They always tell you never to be on the inside of a driver who has front wing, sorry, on the outside of a driver who has front wing damage, because they will very easily just drive straight to the side of you, and not even mean to. It's just because they have no grip. But he is now down to 11th. At the moment, Ruben is taking this fight to the final round. And at this rate, Floor is going to struggle to even finish. Oh, look, he's going off track again. That's another 3-second time penalty. Like, he has been infallible the entire season. He's won 6 out of the 10 races. I said that. He's more likely to win than he is to finish in any other position this season. He's only finished off the podium once in one other race, and that was Japan. Now, he's not even going to finish in the top 10 at this rate. He's got ACM behind him. And he's coming onto the back of him like a Harrier missile. Everybody's getting track limits warnings and track limits penalties here in Baku. But what's Floor going to be able to do to try and stem the flow of these positions? He goes into turn 1. I thought he was going to lock up and go straight into the back of Tomasz there because he has no grip. He's trying his hardest to keep that car in check, but I'm not sure if it's going to end up working. Ruben has absolutely checked out up at the front. I'm not sure if Toto is doing his best to try and hold up the guys behind, but he is absolutely checked up. Yeah, ACM has passed Floor, and Floor has gone deep at turn 3. What on earth is going on? That's a 14th now. He's standing out. He's lost both end plates. He's lost both end plates of his front wing. He is driving around with a plank of wood. A plank of wood is his front wing. What on earth is going on in this race for Floor? Deary me, he is really, really not having the best time of things. Oh my goodness me. Is this the biggest crash out we've seen in VDRL history from a title contender? Or is he doing all this on purpose so that he has a better, so he has a more exciting final race? I don't know. I mean, don't go flat out from here because you'll do that. Oh, he's so nearly lost a wheel. Because when you have a full front wing, you have an entire front wing there to kind of act as a crumple zone. And in this game, if you have a full front wing, you're much less likely to lose a tyre. But when you have a situation like that, it's so easy to just glance up against the wall and pop a tyre. AF, close behind Toto. He's as close as he's ever been. Yellow flags and set to free again, and he is out. He's crashed on the exit of. He's crashed on the exit of the final corner. That is Floor out of the race, and therefore he will not score any points here in Baku. Something tells me he's not going to want to do that interview now. Several drivers into the pit lane because we are under safety car conditions. Is that a full safety car or is it a virtual? It's a virtual, I believe, because I can't see the safety car icon on the map. Yes, it is a virtual safety car. So that is music to the ears of Ruben here. Because it means that the guys behind him, if they were to pit, wouldn't really get that much of an advantage. But yes, what this does mean is that after this race, I'm not going to try and jinx Ruben, but if he does win this race, it will be his 4th win of the season, and he will move to within 27 points of Tiaz going into the final race, which means that he will have to get in the final race. Oh, Stay Daisy has a drive-through for speeding under virtual safety car, but that will mean that he will have to get at least 8th in the season finale to win. So he's still got a massive chance of winning. Floor has left the session. I can tell he is well and truly crashing out. Not just literally, but not in the game, but also in real life. Stay Daisy now passes AF because AF has finally come into the box. I don't know why he didn't pit under that VSC unless he didn't have chance. I don't see why you wouldn't come in. Oh, he's got no front wing. He's got front wing damage. So disaster for the debutant. And Wydie, I'm going to quickly come to you because I haven't talked to you in a while. What do you think of the championship permutations for Floor's error and an eventual crash out?
Honestly, I can't really fit when you have no wing on it. I would still rather not crash out and get at least a couple of points. It's still, I don't understand why he just didn't pit at all, because I thought to myself, if he's going to go for a wing, I've made the mistake before. I'd say you're eventually going to crash out because you think you can go flat out when you can't really.
Yeah, I do agree with that. I mean, he could have hoped for a safety car later on, but there's nothing you can think of in hindsight now because hindsight is a great thing. Ruben is still leading here. I mean, you could also argue that he didn't have to worry much about trying to do the right thing because he's still, as I said, this is the worst case scenario for him. He's DNF'd from a race that Ruben is going to win, and yet he is still he still needs to finish only 8th place in the final race of the season to guarantee the title. As Finishing Heart having yet another absolute rotter and loses his front wing. Not the best of races for Finishing Heart here. There's a fat burnout, so those tyres are going to be ruined. Track Racer now past Michael Ab. But now Michael Ab gets the better run because Track Racer went deep. Tomasz Pindor past the ACM. Why is everyone going deep into that corner? Has someone laid down some oil, or is there some secret spin juice on that corner? I don't know. But now it's Kevin right on the back of Toto. Where have we seen this before? I don't know. Like millions of times throughout VDRL history. Two of the most experienced drivers, two of the most well-respected drivers in the league's history on the same piece of tarmac. And, well, this is one of Ruben's better performances, but his teammate is also doing a good job in P2. So we'll see if there can be any future or any further trials and tribulations in this race. I'm just going to quickly go and check something, actually. I should quickly go and check something. Yeah, I believe... Hold on for a second. Yeah. So, if Ruben and Toro finish 1-2 here, I believe it will be the first time that two drivers have finished 1-2, or a team has finished 1-2 this season. It will be the first team 1-2 this season. Which is pretty crazy considering how dominant Tiaz has been. Maybe, actually no, Rubens isn't really likely to get second. But it is still a funny stat. Kevin right behind Toro here. He does not want to go for that gap. Partly because he knows that Toro's going to make that mistake. A Stake Daisy in for his drive-through penalty. And now serving that he will drop down to probably 9th place. Maybe he might come out ahead of Tomasz Pindor here. But his race for any sort of major points is over. Oh, it's AF has fastest lap. AF has ruined Ruben's chances at a potential. Well, not ruined, but he's hampered his chances at getting the maximum points here as Kevin overtakes Toro. Sorry, I didn't catch that on camera. And Ruben has to pull out a bit more if he wants to pit and get a fastest lap. Michael Ab into the... I believe he might have just caused the yellow flag there. But what I would say is, I suppose, could Ruben come in for a pit stop on, like now, for soft tyres until the end, and just hope he gains the time back? Probably not, to be honest, because that gap is not big enough. He might be trying to get a fastest lap, but those tyres are so old that he's not going to get anything out of actually trying to go for fastest lap. He may as well just keep the 50 points for the win he has. A bad situation to be in because AF has now set the fastest lap of the race. But Ruben knows that this is his best chance at getting the biggest points gain on Tiaz. Now Toro is in the slipstream of Kevin, so it's a role reversal of the previous lap. Is Toro going to be able to send it up the inside? The answer is probably no into turn 1. But he will have the advantage going down to turn 3. We'll stay on board with them this time on lap 22 of 26 here in Azerbaijan. DRS will be open now as AF makes his way past Tomasz Pindor, but we will now go to Toro. And he just doesn't have the overspeed. He just doesn't have the power to be able to keep up with Kevin. That's a shame for him. As we come around for yet some more corners here. And we'll just see how the drivers react. I mean, Luka Kranjic, I suppose, is on the back of Track Racer here. Quite a few midfielders are actually near the front in this race because of all the stuff that's been going on with other drivers. Luka Kranjic, Michael Lab, even guys like Tomasz, who we don't usually see up near the top, are right up there. Maybe Tomasz we do see, but we definitely I've definitely never seen Michael Lab drive this well in a race. As, yep, Luka is in the margin of Track Racer, but now falls back out of that margin. And he's back out again. That's unfortunate for him. So he's not going to be able to get DRS, I don't think. He's definitely not in that margin now. Yep, he's on 0%. You know, good. And yeah, so he's burnt his DRS slightly too much there. Kevin, meanwhile, has pulled out of the DRS of Toto. He is on older tyres though, which is even more incredible in that fact. Toto's struggling with traction, it seems. Meanwhile, the two Alpines. Oh, nearly just clouted the wall there. That's not the best of moments from him. And he just lost part of his front wing as I came on board with him. That is literally my commentator's curse this race. AF, meanwhile, has stay gazing in his sights. That's an easy move down the inside. Lovely and nicely done. AF now up to 7, but I think that'll be the most he can do. Tomasz Pinder out of the race. He crashes. Oh, what's happened there? Oh, so Nilu and him have gone into the corner side by side, and I think that he's gone deep, and Nilu's had to avoid an accident. But Tomasz went straight into the wall. No safety car. Meanwhile, the leader's trying to get out of the way. No, they're not. That's Remus side by side with Nilu. And he makes the move up into 9th. ACM also in position. This is such a weird race. It's a shame we didn't catch it all, to be honest. As Tomasz, yep, has left the session. Not the best for him. Finishing hotter than brand new soft tyres, but I don't think that's going to make any difference. Again, to try and go for fastest lap. I think he is. Oh no, he isn't. Never mind. ACM, Remus and Nilu have all about 2% of battery between them. Like, you could combine all of their batteries together and you still wouldn't even have anywhere near the power to power a power station. I'm just going to keep using the word power. I genuinely don't know what to say at this point. This race is becoming, I think boring is the wrong word, but it's becoming a bit tedious. This is definitely not what we expected from Baku. I mean, you had Floor retiring. I suppose that's a good storyline. You had Tomasz and other drivers making up positions, and great success stories like Michael. But other than that, it's just a bit boring. As I think Finishing Hart has had yet another mistake. Yeah, not the best of races from him. But up at the front, I mean, Ruben has basically been the reason why this race is so boring, because we usually always see battles for the lead, but he is literally 14 seconds clear of anyone else. And here's Kevin in second, Toto further behind in third, and I mean AF actually has caught up to Michael Lab when I didn't think he would. And Michael Lab though is also in the slipstream of a back marker. Oh, he didn't get DRS off him though. If he'd have just waited a tiny bit to overtake, he would have had DRS on him. That was smart from Michael Lab, although he probably would have lost the position anyway. As yet you can see AF going down the inside. Michael Lab down to 7th. But this has still been a good race from the RB driver. Oh, just as I say that. Oh, for goodness sake, man. I swear, like, I said that Floor could come back and he might end up locking up. I went on board with and he instantly got front wing damage, and then Tomasz Pinder retires, and now Michael Lab goes from his best performance ever to locking up, and he's still in 8th, but he lost 2 positions there in the space of about 2 corners, which is a shame. Well, keep an eye on Kevin now, I'll tell you what, because his record and his luck with punctures and tyre wear in this season has been, well, it's been laughable, to be frankly honest. He's like had so many problems with wearing down the tyres too far. And considering my track record, I wouldn't be surprised if he came on this corner and the tyres just blew up. Just right now, because Ruben has begun the final lap here in Azerbaijan. This is literally the perfect race for him. It could not have gone any better. Actually, no, he could have. He could have got pole position. But, alas, he has only got the winner and fastest lap. And Neela was out of the race as well. Because of course he is. Just of course he is. He's gone off at turn 15. So I may as well, like, I think in the future I might just do silent commentary where I just don't speak about any drivers because they might get cursed.
Well, that's what I had like what's today. When he commentators curse strikes again.
Yeah, pretty much. Ruben, I'll tell you what though, yeah, amidst all the chaos, amidst other drivers not knowing how to act, amidst everything, we had safety car earlier on, we had virtual safety cars, and yet he still pulled a 15-second gap on the field. I mean, you could argue that some of that will be the tyre discrepancy to Kevin, but still, to pull 15 seconds on a driver like Kevin, on guys like Toto, is mighty impressive, and he deserves to be given plaudits for trying to resurrect his title potential and title battle here in possibly the most chaotic race in recent VDRL history, even if it was also boring at the same time. But we're going to come up to the line here. He's weaving already. He knows what's coming. He knows he's done it. He comes across the line and wins here in Baku. That is Ruben taking his first win in quite a few races, actually. His fourth victory of the season. And here comes Kevin. I mean, his tyre didn't end up blowing up on him, so I suppose I don't curse him that way. But I think he'll be happy with a runners-up position. Probably the best he could have done today. Same with Toto in third. AF ends up getting Track Racer on penalties by 3/10 in the end. That was very close. Then it's Luka Kranjic in 7th as Stay Daisy gets him on penalties. Then Mike Collab, who I cursed. Remus, who was the teammate of the driver who I cursed. And then we follow with the rest of the drivers. Vastas across the line. We might even see changes because of the penalties. Nope. Yeah, actually we do. Werner overtakes Luschek by 1/10 of a second. Bobby takes 14th. Huds will take 15th. And finishing Har, I mean, yeah. I'd probably be revving in and out of 6th gear if I'd done this performance he put on today. An absolute, I think in Zuma terms they call it a clanger. He's dropped an absolute clanger here in Baku. But nonetheless, I mean, in terms of championship, that was one of the best races we've ever seen. In terms of actual racing product, probably not. But alas, we can't always have a classic. We move into the post-race celebrations, ceremonies, and other things. We have a black screen at the moment, but we will see the drivers come out onto the podium shortly. Hopefully. Any minute now. Here we go. There is Ruben with what on earth is that dance? Yeah, no, I think we need to disqualify Ruben from that race for that awful dance right at the end. But he has taken the victory here in Baku, followed by Kevin and his teammate Toto. It's unfortunately not the first 1-2 for a team this season, because of course Kevin had to ruin it as they spray the champagne on the podium, up above the cars, up above the fans. So we have our drivers here in the interview room here for this race in Baku, and first we'll come to our third place finisher, Toro. Obviously not the most exciting, not the most exhilarating races. You did swap positions with Kevin 1 or 2 times. How was that from your perspective?
I mean, to be honest, this race wasn't the best, in my opinion. I didn't have confidence because I didn't in practice, to be honest, on this track because I thought that, yeah, I won't have pace. To be honest, I didn't have pace, but others hadn't even better pace than me. So yeah, somehow I've got P3, which is surprising for me because I thought that maybe I will be top 5, but not on the podium. So yeah, I'm happy.
You are happy indeed, and I believe this is your second, I'm sorry, third podium of the season. It's your first since Brazil. So how does it feel to finally be back in speaking to us in the booth about yet another podium finish?
I mean, I'm happy, but to be honest, yeah, I thought I would get more podiums in this season, but yeah, this season is complete disaster for me, and yeah, not really much more to talk about it.
YB, do you have any questions for Toto?
Yeah, between the middle of the race, were you trying to hold up more of the pack to allow your teammate to get a bigger distance?
No.
Well, that's a very simple and short answer, befitting of our third place finisher, Toto. We will now move on to our second place man. We had some lobby issues from him and his counterpart Martin, but how was that race from where you were obviously finishing second here in Baku? Is he gonna unmute?
So you were talking to me.
Yes, I was talking to you. Did you hear the question?
No.
How was the race from where you were with all the connectivity problems and with just finishing second here in Baku?
To be honest, I obviously wanted to finish P1 because I had pole. But yeah, with the disconnections, I was actually quite happy with P2 because I also got front wing damage mid race. Because I think my Nido's AI made a mistake and I crashed into him when I got disconnected. So that was a bit unfortunate. And yeah, I mean, the maximum today was definitely P2 because the safety car timing was very unlucky because I wanted to go a bit longer on the mediums. But yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah. Obviously, we haven't really got many championship permutations this late in the season, not for you specifically. But how does it feel to finally? I'm not sure what your recent results have been, but how does it feel to get a? Let me actually have a look at the results before I ask a question. That's probably a good idea. Hold on, give me a second. Yeah, this is only your fourth podium this year, which is a surprise to me, and obviously your second place. Do you think you can get a win in the final race in Qatar?
Yes. I feel very confident around Qatar, because last season I got impeded in quali and I crashed into someone, and Tias got pole, but I think I could have got pole, and then I made a mistake with the strategy, but my pace was good in Qatar, so I think I got pole in season 6, I think, or 7. It was really close between Daniel Lorente and me, I think.
We all know that those things are all true, but we all know what the main problem in Qatar is, and
Yeah.
that is our tires. And you don't really like tires in this game. YB, do you have any questions for our second place finisher?
No, not at all.
Perfect. We will now move on to the main man, Mr. Consistent, who gets, I think, as I said, his fourth win of this VDRL season. This was basically the perfect race for you. Your main championship rival retires, getting no points, and you get pretty much the maximum points load you can take. How are you feeling right now, Ruben?
He's talking in a commentator channel. He can't talk. It's a bit an anticlimax.
Brilliant. So is he gonna be available, or is that him not in at all?
No, he has to go.
Oh, he has to go. No, we don't get to hear from our main man, but I will say for him on his behalf, he now moves to within 28 points of Tiaz heading into the final race in Qatar. That means that Tiaz has to finish higher than eighth or higher to guarantee his championship. But I think that will cover everything we have today here in Baku. We had some issues of our own. We had some issues on track, and we had a twist in the tail of the championship battle. It's been great to commentate with YB and myself today, and I hope you all enjoyed the stream. But I think for now, until next week, until the final race in Qatar, it's best to say goodbye.